Alright guys, today we are gonna be reacting to public transport in Germany explained by the same person that we reacted. Thank you so much for the support guys. Make sure before you move further, share, comment, like, and subscribe guys. Help me out to just get to that 10,000 subscribers. Let's jump in guys, let's see what's going on.
Hi guys! If you're planning to move to Germany or if you're visiting Germany, one of the things that you will need to figure out is how to get around. Cabs are an option, yes, but do you have to sell a kidney to afford them every day? You might have to. They are crazy expensive. A very short ride could easily cost you one meal outside in a restaurant, and if you take a bit longer drive, it will cost you definitely a night in hotel. Don't worry, public transport in Germany is here to save us all. And today I'm going to talk about everything you need to know about it. Different type of transport options, where to buy tickets, how to navigate, where to check schedules. We will cover everything today. If you're new here, my name is Rashmi and I'm an Indian expat living in Germany for around 6 years now. I share videos about my experiences in Germany as an expat, also
Oh, that's
some travel
gorgeous.
videos. So if you are
That was
interested in
gorgeous.
such content, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Let's get back to the topic. Let's talk about different types of transport options. Whether you are in big cities or smaller ones, you will definitely use one of these options. I'll start with ICE trains, or as people call in Germany, ICE. These are the fast trains and they usually go long
Deutschland.
distances within Germany and also outside
Deutschbahn.
Germany. Their
Deutschbahn.
maximum
Deutschbahn.
speed could be up to 300 kilometers per hour. And if you're arriving in Germany with
Oh.
flight and you need to go to another city, for example, you're coming to Frankfurt via flight and you have to go to Stuttgart or Düsseldorf, then that's your best option. Now, the second option for long distance trains is RE or RB trains, which are called Regionalbahn. Not all long distance journeys would need an ICE. For relatively shorter distance between cities, you can also go for RE or RB. And they have maybe more stops than ICE, but to compare the price,
Damn,
they're way
bro.
cheaper
They have
than the
graffitis.
fast trains.
Yo, they have graffitis up there? Who in the hell climbed all the way up there to make some graffitis, man? You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. How the hell you guys did that?
If you have to go
That's
to a
crazy,
destination
man.
which takes 1 hour with IC and 1.5
All the way
hour
there.
with RE, it would make sense to buy a Regionalbahn ticket. It will be more cost friendly. Now, next up is S-Bahn, which you will definitely find in bigger cities, and they connect also the cities to the suburb areas. Since I'm from Delhi, I will give the comparison from Delhi. You can take it as the metros that connect Delhi to NCR region.
MTA.
And they're also super
New York.
common in big cities like Berlin, Cologne, Munich, Düsseldorf, Hamburg, and many more. Now, the
U-Bahn.
next one is U-Bahn, which are
U-Bahn.
like the subways, and they usually
That's
run
clean.
underground. They are
That's
either for
clean.
traveling within city
That is clean. Let's go. That's a clean station.
and shorter distances. And
Huh? Oh, man. Hold up. Yo, I thought those was graffitis, man. I almost had a heart attack. That's a very nice station. Nice and clean.
the good part is if you have a big event going in the cities, then they are usually unaffected by that because the city center area, they're usually underground. For example, in
Oh.
Düsseldorf, we had Carnival a few weeks back and we could easily reach city
Yeah.
center because U-Bahns in the city center area
Oh, that's nice.
are underground and we're running without any issues. So you could easily reach city center even when there's a huge festival going around and you expect large crowd. And next one is trams. Many German cities have tram systems, which are also really fun and efficient way to travel within the city. And the last one is, of course, buses. So the places where usually the trams and U-Bahns would not reach, the bus would connect the whole small areas of the city. Even if somebody is living in remote areas of a city, you can easily reach there by buses. The frequency might be a little less there usually, but you will definitely reach every town. If you're new and you do not have any app, Google Maps is your best bet. And when you
100%.
enter your destination, Google Maps would generally show you the options available and also the schedule. Can you always rely on that information? I don't think so. Sometimes it does not show all the connections, especially buses. And also the timing sometimes are not real time. Like if there is a delay in a bus or a train.
It's just like an average time, I guess. Like, yeah, we used to have this in New York City. It's an estimation, but if you if you've been riding the train for quite some time, there's some marginal error, like probably what 3 or 4% margin error. Probably can get to 5.
tram or train, it generally does not show it. DB Navigator, one of the best app which will help you across whole Germany. It gives more real-time information. When you enter a destination, it will not only show you the connections, but once you choose the connection, it will also show you the ticket options that you have. And you can select one of those ticket options and buy the ticket. So if you're planning to come to Germany for more than a few days, I would really recommend you to install DB Navigator in your mobile and also register a payment method there. So whenever you want, you can easily book a ticket and you don't have to go through a lot of hassle. Apart
Make
from
the
DB
ticket.
Navigator, if you're
So
planning
basically,
to
buy
live
the ticket before and just go and just show it.
city for
your
longer
phone.
time, you can also install the local transport app. Usually every city has its own transport authority and then they have also apps for it. There you get more information about schedules, connections and tickets. But if you do not want to install so many apps in your mobile, I think DB Navigator is your best bet. There's so many options for ticket and one would easily get confused about which ticket to buy. So let me talk about most of the ticket options that are available on all the apps and that you can choose. First one would be single tickets. It's usually for one-way trips and they're valid for around 2 hours. So if you have to go from point A to point Z, you can get down at B, you can take another tram from point C,
Yeah.
and then you can finally reach to Z. But you have to make sure that you are going in one direction. If at any point you are coming back from point B to A, you have to buy another single ticket. So one single ticket is valid only for one direction. It's
So you have to buy 2 tickets, right? So you buy well, it makes sense, right? Unless you buy like a whole day pass, right? That makes sense. That makes sense. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I think it makes sense. If you want to buy like a whole pass, I guess there's an option for that. But if you got one, you go one way. That ticket's only for one way.
It's very easy on the app when you're buying it. One can see in the ticket from where to where you bought this ticket for. So it's
Yeah.
very easy for somebody to check the direction you're traveling in. But if you're buying a ticket, there are also machines for validating the ticket. And we will talk about it in the later section. And now I talk about the next ticket. In the single ticket, you also have the option of buying Kurzstrecke ticket, which is like only a small distance ticket. If you have to travel only 2 or 3 stops, you can also buy this ticket, which is cheaper than the single ticket. Next one is day ticket, and as the name suggests, they are for the full day. In some cities, it is valid for 24 hours from when you bought the ticket, but in some cities, they are valid till 3 a.m. for the next morning. And then there are also group tickets, which you can buy for multiple people. More people are traveling together, you buy this ticket, then you get discount, and at the end it's more cheap. There are also some Schirmwochenende tickets that are called weekend tickets, where you have unlimited travel within a region, and then if you're traveling on weekends somewhere, then you definitely have to check out that option. If you're planning to stay in Germany for more than a couple of weeks, or if you're living in Germany, I would really suggest you to buy Deutschland ticket. And with this ticket, you can travel across Germany, even from one city to another city. Price for this ticket was 49 euro last year, but now this year the price has been changed to 58 euros. And
Damn,
if you're
bro,
traveling alone,
almost 10 euros. Golly. What happened there, guys? What happened there? You guys have to tell me what happened there. Why the jump of the price? Almost 10 euros. Let me know in the comment section below why that happened.
what? You're still saving a lot of money. But things that you have to keep in mind when you're buying Deutschland ticket is it does not cover any fast trains like IC or ICE. Now the next important thing is where else to buy the ticket if you do not have the app. For example, when I moved to Germany, we had opened the bank account on day one, but in my account, actually I did not have any money and I forgot to link my husband's account to my app. And now I have to travel somewhere and he's in a meeting and what do? He took a quick break and he booked the ticket for me and sent me the screenshot. But the screenshot of a ticket is usually not valid. So
Yeah.
it is only valid if you show it.
Yeah, it's not valid. You have to have the real image or the PDF. Yeah. That's crazy, right?
app where they can check your identity. So where else you can buy ticket in such situation? On the main train stations, there are also counters where you can go and buy the tickets from them. On all the train station and also U-Bahn stations, they have machines where you can buy the tickets. The options that you see in app for the tickets, the same options you also have in the machines. Good part is the machines do not only accept cards, but they also accept cash. Now, what if you are in a situation when you do not have an U-Bahn station where you can buy the tickets from the machine? You probably have to take a bus. In that case, you can buy the ticket directly from the bus driver. So you
Oh,
board the
really?
bus and ask your driver for a ticket, and then he will help you with that. In that case, usually the card would not work. So you have to have cash if you want to buy the ticket from the bus driver. So now I talk about validating your ticket, something that I talked briefly about in another section. Let's talk about it in detail. If you're buying a ticket from the app, you do not have to usually validate it. But if you take a single ticket from the machine or from the bus driver, you usually have to validate the ticket. It's not the case if you're buying a single day ticket, because that's for the single day and then you don't need any validation. So for the single tickets, what's special you have to do? If you're in a tram or in a bus, they usually have a place to validate the ticket. You can scan your ticket and it will be validated.
You put it in that little thing. Kink.
Now, if you're taking an S-Bahn, they usually do not have anything to validate your ticket inside an S-Bahn. Then what you have to do? In S-Bahn, you have to validate your ticket before boarding the train. You usually will have a machine to validate your ticket on the platform or somewhere on the station. Here's something really important, that in Germany, there's no blocked entry to any station, so you do not have to scan your ticket anywhere to get the entry. Like, you will enter directly. It's like usually trusted. People must buy the ticket. In case sometimes you think, oh, nobody's checking my ticket, I can still enter a train or a bus. I would really recommend you to not do it, because usually there are some random checks and there will be people who will board the train and check your tickets. And if you do not have a valid
Wow.
ticket at that time, then
Wow,
you will
that's-
have to pay a hefty fine.
That
And
is a way to make sure that that's a good way to show people that are not by the books that we are on the books. One day you might get away with it, but that doesn't mean that you should be acting. You should not be. You should. That does not mean that you should be acting. What's the word I'm looking for? Irresponsible. Because the next one will get you, but you will be sleeping. Okay, you be sleeping meaning that you not be aware.
if you are caught without tickets more than
Yeah.
4 or 5 times, you can actually go to prison for that.
Hey.
So now let's talk about the common mistakes one can do when you are new in Germany. One is, of course, buying your ticket and not validating it. It could land you in trouble. And second thing would be not paying attention to the display board and the announcements, because sometimes there are last minute platform changes. If you are in a smaller town, the announcement might not be in English. It would be great to know the basic German words for that. And if there is a cancellation of the train or delayed train, you should also check those details in the app before you start from your home. It could be possible that the train has been cancelled, and in that case you have to check for the option. So it's always good to keep an eye on your app. Now that's a wrap from my side on public transport in Germany, and I hope this video was helpful to you, whether you're planning to visit or live here. If you found the information helpful, do not forget to like.
Very good.
And if you know-
She was very good. Very informative. Very informative. So it's like you have to get used to the systems, right? I think she mentioned that pass where the one is like 58 or 59 euro for the entire system. You can have like a pass for that. I think that's better. I think you just get that, and hopefully you can simply make it easy for yourself. It's not easy if you don't know what the hell you're doing. It's not easy. Let me know what you guys see in the comment section below, guys. Make sure you subscribe, share, and comment. I'll see you in the next one.